CardioLog Analytics has been around for about 16 years now, since 2005. We're based out of Boston. Over the past 16 years, we've been focused on analytics and engagement designed for SharePoint, Teams, and Office 365. Our flagship solution is CardioLog Analytics, and it's built specifically for internal platforms, including all versions of SharePoint from 2010 to 2019, as well as SharePoint Online, Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, Exchange, and soon also Microsoft Viva. Our solution is available both on-prem and as a SaaS version based on Power BI. Our goal is to help our customers constantly improve Office 365 based on how it's being used. So there are 4 pillars that we talk to customers about. The first is Monitor, which is tracking the usage within SharePoint and Teams, OneDrive, and Exchange. The second is engaging users, asking them what their needs are, what their pain points are, and what's not working for them. Then, the next pillar is to enhance. We want to make sure we're constantly improving SharePoint and Teams and so on, based on those 2 pillars. The idea is to have actionable metrics which will allow us to constantly make Office 365 platforms better for our users. And finally, the last pillar is securing Office 365 by enforcing permissions and access, identifying breaches of information, and securing confidential data. We have customers globally in about every industry, from finance to pharmaceutical to education and more. In the case study presented today, Nordson, an American multinational manufacturing corporation, will share their experience with CardioLog Analytics. And after that, we will show you our exciting new solution for SharePoint, Augmented Analytics. Nordson, a corporation with more than 5,000 employees, finds their SharePoint portal's activity crucial to sustain newsletter readership and comes out on top of their game with user adoption rates increased thanks to CardioLog Analytics' excellent reports. Here's a glimpse of how Nordson transformed their vision into reality with CardioLog Analytics usage reports. How did the communications department increase and take their engagement and interaction levels of end users within the Nordson SharePoint user crowds far beyond their expectations with CardioLog Analytics usage reports? Nordson had a compelling vision of increasing user adoption rates within their SharePoint portal by increasing readership of their company newsletter. Nordson's communications department strategy to ultimately increase newsletter readership to yield overall higher SharePoint adoption rates transpired into a successful reality as a result of sophisticated metrics and analytics of visitor activity, usage, and tracking of portal navigation. The department's knowledge of their newsletter readership, along with their navigation and visitor activity, led them to situate articles, newsletter links, and accessibility to pump up their usage and engagement reach. The members of the communications department took concrete steps to optimize the portal's design in correlation with the company's IT department and SharePoint administration team. Once readers were inside the portal and reading the newsletter, their level of interest in the portal skyrocketed and took them on a journey to find more resources they found compelling and wanted to access regularly. Here's how. The Nordson Corporation is a long-standing leader in the field of industrial material precision dispensing, with state-of-the-art equipment for applying industrial coatings, including liquid and powder coatings, adhesives, and sealants to numerous consumer and industrial products during manufacturing operations. Operating in 30-plus countries internationally, with a total count of employees pushing into the 5,000 person range, Nordson's communications department plays a significant role in communicating with employees through the company newsletter. The purpose of the newsletter is to ensure they are engaged, feeling addressed and significant in each of their roles, aware of company events, and have access to various resources of information. The brilliance of the company's communication strategy is that their newsletter is like many enterprise organizations, strategically situated within their SharePoint portal. To clarify why this strategy is indeed clever for any organization looking to increase user engagement and usage levels within SharePoint, play out the following scenario in your head and imagine. 1. An employee receives a quarterly newsletter link that can only be accessed via the company SharePoint portal. 2. The employee logs on to the company SharePoint portal and accesses the newsletter. While sifting through the vast updates, financial reports, and employee policy changes, they see their name potentially popping up in the Employee of the Month section. They find a spot that draws them into the newsletter, and suddenly an interest has been sparked far more than the employee initially expected. 3. The employee suddenly realizes he's on the site that has various other links, subsites, collaborative resources, blogs, wikis, and much more to work with than just a newsletter. 4. Guess what happens? Employees inevitably start surfing their SharePoint portals more and more with genuine enthusiasm for their portal's resources. The communications department at Nordson was able to ensure that the process listed above was implemented by tracking employee usage within their portal, thus utilizing CardioLog analytics. They were able to identify visitor activity and navigation metrics generated within CardioLog analytics usage tracking reports. With this data, they defined their brilliant plan for optimizing their newsletter and its location within SharePoint, ultimately leading to a surge in user adoption rates, engagement levels, and collaborative efforts. Jerry Bendobler is responsible for Nordson IT management and SharePoint administration and management. Bendobler indicated that the value of CardioLog analytics is excellent, and it provides great results and does everything Nordson requires for the analysis of visitor activity. This activity is based upon SharePoint Active Directory and user profile visitor segments. Bendobler presented the following case for Nordson's need for CardioLog analytics, with thorough explanations for the importance of its use as an asset to increase SharePoint adoption rates and engagement levels. He says CardioLog analytics gives the corporate communications department ways to look at usage over time and enables them with the power to determine what kinds of stories and information is most applicable to their portal. With CardioLog analytics, we were able to identify the most useful resources for users. We then saw a massive increase of interest in using the intranet because once they started using the SharePoint portal, they kept surfing and searching for more resources. CardioLog analytics enabled us to be able to take the steps to find the information we needed to make accessible to users. When asked as to why and how the company was able to save financial expenses and resources, Nordson's Jerry Bendobler indicated that the value for the investment and the ROI CardioLog analytics generates is noteworthy. He added the following: "We have now been using CardioLog analytics for several years, generating monthly reports. We can undoubtedly support its quality, stability, accuracy, innovation, and ease of development with the usage experience we've had. Before we decided to use the intranet, we printed our newsletter, which incurred printing expenses. When we went digital and left the print publication option, we actually saved money on our newsletter's issuance as it was generated within our intranet. Now, CardioLog analytics allows us to produce it more easily, effectively, and interesting with the analytics reports. We are also able to save money and resources on manpower expenditure because our corporate communications department publishes all of their newsletters online now, requiring little or no IT assistance with the data acquired from the CardioLog analytics reports." Jerry Bendobler noted that CardioLog analytics does a great job keeping pace with Microsoft's advancements. In every version release of CardioLog analytics, you seem to include new and more interesting features. Nordson is definitely very satisfied and ranks CardioLog analytics as a top-grade SharePoint analytics solution. Bendobler indicated the following regarding Nordson's choice to acquire and deploy CardioLog analytics as their SharePoint analytics solution of choice. "We did try other products and we found CardioLog analytics to be the best suited to our needs, as its SharePoint custom design and excellent features are the best ones suited to our needs as well as any other enterprise organization. The most useful aspect we really connected to with CardioLog analytics was the deep integration of SharePoint's Active Directory and user profiles to ensure finding out portal user information was easy and accessible through the reports we generated with CardioLog analytics." Bendobler stated that the visitor activity, navigation, and search reports were essential to the overall optimization of Nordson's SharePoint portal. "If one of my colleagues asked what's the best SharePoint analytics tool, CardioLog analytics. With its deep integration with SharePoint and ease of use, this is a tool that's not invasive and subtly does the work without over-occupying the digital workspace, yet it still powerfully addresses our needs for analytics. Its reporting features are ideal for our needs, and we would recommend them to other enterprise organizations. Every version release of CardioLog Analytics you seem to include new and more interesting features. Nordson is definitely very satisfied and ranks CardioLog Analytics as a top-grade SharePoint analytics solution. Nordson's experience with CardioLog Analytics' technical support team have been positive and reassuring, along with the overall experience with CardioLog Analytics.
CardioLog Analytics is constantly dedicated to helping organizations such as Nordson improve the effectiveness of their SharePoint portals and Office 365 environments. By embracing the newest technology and responding to customer feedback, CardioLog Analytics seeks to adapt our solutions based on the most up-to-date innovations. We have recently added Augmented Analytics to our repertoire. Generating insights from data remains a very big challenge, a huge challenge for almost all businesses. So Augmented Analytics pinpoints those problematic areas on the SharePoint page, so you as an organization can take action based on the data. It is all about getting data and making improvements or changes to ultimately increase productivity. So visualizing the track data in different formats is what helps with easier interpretation and easy analysis. And therefore, that will help with improving performance and productivity. So how does it work? Augmented Analytics uses AI and machine learning techniques to present to business people the insights most important to them. So what's really amazing is that Augmented Analytics insights are actionable because it connects directly to an action you can take to solve a problem on the platform. These actionable insights are extremely helpful because they serve as a guiding light for what you should prioritize on your platform to help drive that all-important business productivity. Augmented Analytics meaningful insights take you step by step in order to improve your site or content. Augmented Analytics will transform how analytics can be consumed. Augmented Analytics drives SharePoint adoption and users productivity with next-gen SaaS-based data analytics maps and insights. Augmented Analytics basically pinpoints the problematic areas on the SharePoint page, so you can take action based on this data. What's really neat about Augmented Analytics is that the insights are actionable because it connects directly to an action you can take to solve a problem on the platform. So like I said, these actionable insights are extremely helpful because it shows you what you should prioritize on your platform in order to drive the user productivity, in order to drive overall performance. Visualizing the track data is really what sets Augmented Analytics apart from our normal analytics. At Augmented Analytics, we are doing two things. Our tracking code has been enhanced to allow us to collect much more data. So for example, if someone clicks on a place on the page where there is no button or no link, then there's going to be no action to be taken. It's just a click on the page, but we can actually track every single click that the user makes, and we are able to display that data in different ways. Let's look at those different examples. You can take here really any content within SharePoint, and then we'll add a few layers. So first of all, you'll be able to see every single click performed on this page. You can see around most of the buttons or headers or images, we have most of the clicks. But you can see there are also a few random clicks over the white area. But here again, what are we showing? We are showing each and every click that was made on the page. But maybe you prefer to see button clicks by numbers. Then you can just simply click on Object, and then if you hover, for example, over each of these different links or headings or images, we'll see the total number of clicks on that link or that image. And what does that help us with? This helps us to see aggregated total links on each link, button, or the actual clicks or points. We can also visualize this as a heat map, and that will emphasize even more where all the hotspots are. So now you can see all the hotspots on the page. And if I click here on scroll, this is really neat. If you look at the scroll map, that will really show if maybe content is not being viewed due to its placement on the page, and therefore knowing this, it can be moved in order to surface it. So when we want to find out things like where you are maybe losing users' attention or where you should focus visitor engagement, this map is extremely useful. Also, similar to the data you have in the report, you can also use different kinds of filters with the data. Let me show you a couple of examples. So of course, you can see the interaction from specific date ranges, 30 days, 90 days, or you can see only data from yesterday or last week, for example. And you can also customize different dates that you want to see the data for. Once you decide on the dates, you can just add those numbers here and it will take you to that specific date. Other filters will include things like filtering by department, filtering by location, or other attributes that you might want to use. It's very valuable to see, for example, what part of the page, such as this home page, is being accessed or used by folks from different departments. So another exciting layer is the insights. So because we know not only where they clicked on the page, but also on their next pages, we are trying to help customers not just get the data, not just seeing how many clicks or where they have clicked on the page, but also add some insights for them as well. So here, for example, we are saying that 74% of visitors who clicked on the specific link to view the list of all articles clicked on the third article on the next page. So what can you do? You can add a link to it directly on the home page, and that will save up to 104 minutes a week. Now, isn't that an amazing insight? Not only telling you exactly what's happening in terms of data, but telling you how to take action to improve it. 86% of visitors who viewed this article stopped reading it after reaching 50% of the page scroll area. Surface valuable information from the bottom of the page at the top. So it's all about giving you these amazing insights for you to take action and make those necessary improvements. So the idea with these insights is, like I said, to go one step beyond just the raw data of the number of clicks, but to give additional insights for our customers on where they might want to take a little bit more notice, and these suggestions on how they can actually improve different areas of the page. You can save a lot of time if you make it easier for your users to get to that content quicker. Now I want to hop into CardioLog Engage, so I can show you how this amazing tool uses all of these insights and all of this data that I've just shown you to take even more action to drive productivity, to drive collaboration and consumption in all of those different environments, and to get even more valuable insights directly from the users. So let me hop out of this and hop right into CardioLog Engage. So here, first of all, we are in the goals section. And there are two main ways in which you can use this tool. You can create a campaign from scratch. Then we'll go to skip. I'll do that. I just want to show you some of these pre-canned campaigns. You can use one of these and you can define the audience or the channel and so on. But we also have, like I said, these pre-canned campaigns based on some common use cases from our customers. So for example, We are looking at things such as promoting a page, asking people for feedback around search. So you have some pre-built campaigns here. So if you click on one of these, it will start to build a campaign. I'm not going to click on that because I want to show you how to create it from scratch. But if you click on one of these, a lot of the info will already be completed, or you can build one from scratch, and then you will enter all of the details because you didn't select one of those specific goals. So for example, if we have seen in the data or in the insights that there's maybe users who did not view specific content, or they didn't click on certain content on the new HR site, or specific article that is a must-see or must-read, then in that case, I will send a message to everyone and tell them about this content. Maybe I want to just reach out to users belonging to a specific department. Maybe I want to reach out to, I just want to show you we also have capabilities for teams. Maybe I want to reach out to users belonging to a specific team to tell them about content that they have to access. So it really depends on what your goals are. You select that specific audience. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to say everyone. So then, how do you want to engage with this audience you have selected? There are a bunch of different amazing channels. So maybe they are in the sales team, they're out in the field all day, and then a quick text message with a reminder about that content that you've seen users are not clicking on based on the augmented analytics. You want to remind them about that content. You want to tell them that this content is very important to consume. You want to give them a reminder about something, one article on the homepage that you've maybe seen is right at the bottom of the scroll page, and therefore they are not viewing it. So you want to send them a quick reminder about this content. You want to surface this content by sending them this message telling them about it. So as a text message, maybe they're very active in SharePoint, and you want to send them a quick pop-up as a header or footer about that specific content you want them to view, maybe a quick email. Maybe they're very active in Teams, so you can send them a message right within Teams telling them about this content you have noticed that has not been accessed by the users, that has not been clicked on, that they are not. So then you can just write the message that you want to go together with this notification. Maybe they can be in call to action. Maybe you want to ask them just to confirm that they've received it. Maybe you want to send them a link right to that specific content. Maybe you want to invite them to something such as training. Then you can even have RSVP as a call to action. So again, you can use this to reach many different goals, not necessarily just for telling them about content. And then when will this message be sent? Either immediately, you can schedule it to be sent at a specific date or time. You can schedule it to be sent based on their behavior in SharePoint. So that works really well, because whilst they are maybe scrolling down a specific page and they are not scrolling all the way down, this is when this pop-up will appear to tell them that there's content at the bottom of that page that they also need to view. So this is how you can use also CardioLog Engage to use that data and those insights to not only take action on the SharePoint page, but also take action by sending a message to your users, informing them about that all-important content.
You can have success with CardioLog Analytics just like the Nordson Corporation did, so don't hesitate to reach out to us to set up a free trial of CardioLog Analytics. We invite you to visit us at intlock.com, and for more information and helpful tips, you can check out our blog at blog.intlock.com. For more information, you can contact us at info@intlock.com. Also email us there to schedule a personalized demo for any of our solutions or to set up that free trial mentioned earlier.